viewers, compliment of the season and welcome to yet another interesting edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and the achievement of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril. Coming up on the program, CAC holds training for executive staff on beneficial ownership disclosure principles. We then hit e-meetings with a searchlight. Plus, we show you how to form a limited liability partnership, which is a new form of business registration. But all of this will be right after this break. We'll be right back.
The issue of beneficial ownership has been in the front burner in the last 15 years or more. Nigeria has subscribed to different international commitments under the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, as well as Open Government Partnership. But before these two commitments, we had what we call 20 plus recommendations of the Financial Action Task Force that countries try to subscribe to and try to comply with. One major area for non-conformity for us as a country has been the issue of lack of a viable legal framework for beneficial ownership disclosure and the absence of a public register for beneficial owners of companies. The Companies and Other Matters Act 1990 alludes to the issue of beneficial ownership disclosure, but it only provides then that where a company had reason to believe that somebody is holding shares other than a beneficial owner, the company may require the person to disclose the capacity in which he is holding the shares and the names and particulars of the ultimate beneficiary. Of course, the concern in 1990, when CAMAT 1990 was promulgated, was not about money laundering, was not about terrorism financing, was not about corruption. The concern then was about to avoid surreptitious control, takeover of control for companies. So that was why it was specific to public companies. So that somebody will not go behind and mop up the shares of the company without the knowledge and consent of the parent. That's why the law provided that. If the company suspects that somebody is mopping up the shares, they may require that person to disclose on which capacity is holding the shares. So because of the gap in the law, we couldn't fully comply with the requirements of FATF. And after joining the OGP, in fact, the commitment was made in May 2016, at the London Anti-Corruption Summit, where Mr. President committed to Nigeria having a publicly available register of beneficial owners of companies. And that coincided with the reenactment of the Companies and Allied Matters Act.
Welcome back to the program. We begin today with training matters. Now, as a follow-up to customers and stakeholders training on the beneficial ownership disclosure principles to further strengthen the present administration's fight against corruption, the CAC organized a two-day training on open government partnership principles for senior executives in Nasarawa State. The Registrar General and CEO of the CAC, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, said the training was aimed at acquainting participants with the OGP principles, which preaches transparency, patriotism, inclusive and accountable governance. Garba Abubakar maintained that the initiative was to further support President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to the Open Government Partnership initiatives at the 2016 London Anti-Corruption Summit. He added that over 77 countries and over 100 local governments representing more than 2 billion people with thousands of civil society organizations were signatories to the OGP initiative. Some participants who bore their minds to CAC Weekly applauded the initiative and described their experience as worthwhile. We now shift gears to talk e-meeting, a brand new innovation made pursuant to CAMA 2020. Investopedia describes e-meeting as any meeting that takes place online. Electronic Meeting Systems, EMS, can provide the software platform to facilitate e-meetings, enabling greater participation from workers who may be far-flung geographically or reticent to participate in a traditional company meeting. Electronic meeting systems, EMS, are distinct from web or video conferencing meeting systems, though both have some features in common and complement each other in the modern workplace. An EMS offers many advantages to organizations and users, such as reduction in travel cost, increased participation due to the anonymity the system offers, fewer disruptions compared to meeting in a busy office, and better participant availability. These advantages more than offset the major drawbacks of such systems, which is a lack of personal contact and human interaction. Now, for more on the new arrangement, let us now go to our interview segment where we talk with Mr. Justin Nidia Biraol, the Director, Compliance, CAC. Enjoy watching.
Mr. Nidia Justin Biraol, Director, Compliance, good to have you again on the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about meetings. You know, you have village meeting, market meetings, all kinds of meeting. But let's come to the corporate world itself. Just how important is a meeting to a company or an organization?
Well, it is important because of the fact that that is the only recognized means by which decisions in the company are made. Philosophically, the idea of company actually started with two or more people.
Okay, coming together.
Coming together to form a company to pursue certain objectives. So until recently, when we have the idea of one-man company, it has always been thought of as a group. And usually the usual a requirement for decisions in a group is that you meet and take decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all about taking decisions.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's come to the types of meetings. I do understand that we have about 4.
Yeah.
The AGM, the EGM, the board meetings, and also the statutory meetings. So let's start from the AGM, the annual general meeting that is very popular.
Okay. Well, annual general meetings are required for every type of company. The idea is that you run a business for a year. Then you are also required to give account of your stewardship, because there is always the distinction between the management and the shareholders. And the management are required to periodically, but more specifically each year, to account for their stewardship to the owners of the business, which are the shareholders. Yes.
Okay. That's for the annual general meeting.
That's for the annual
and
general.
Every company, is it every company or the PLCs?
Every company is required to hold.
Okay, whether a limited liability.
Whether it's private, whether it's public, they are required to hold annual general meeting every year.
In failure to do that, what happens?
Well, apart from penalties, incurring financial penalties, there are consequences that will follow for the reason that failure to hold general meetings is also considered as a failure of management. And other repercussions that may follow would be that in a proper setting, the management could even be removed for reasons of not holding an annual general meeting.
How does the commission determine the companies that hold general meetings or not? Because I know a number of companies exist and they don't hold annual general meetings.
Well, it's not the commission. The
Okay.
law places it as an obligation for every company.
But how does the law check to find out defaulters?
It is known because basically if you do annual general meetings, you are not just required to do annual general meetings and keep the proceedings of the meeting. There are consequences that follows the holding of general meetings.
Okay.
Usually at general meetings, you are required to give stewardship, like we have said.
For the year.
And you give financial performance.
Okay.
At that meeting, usually, the financial statement of the company is reviewed
Okay.
and approved by members. So after the approval, it is expected that you should file the returns of the annual general meeting within 42 days after the conclusion of the general meeting. And you file it along with what is called the annual return.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we do also understand that for the AGMs, you don't need to be physical. If you can't, you can also join online. Is that the new inventions of the CAMA 2020? Or it has been there?
The CAMA 2020 made provisions for electronic meetings, but that is restricted to only private companies.
Okay.
So public companies, because of
their nature,
large number involved, and also for issues of corporate governance, they are required to hold manual or fiscal meetings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but the private companies they can
private
hold
companies, there is that allowance that they can hold electronic meetings.
Okay, and the decision of those who join online will follow.
Well, it's a meeting like any other meeting, because there will be attendance. And,
okay.
there will be attendance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the EGM. I'm hearing that for the first time. What is EGM?
Well,
it's a type of meeting, I know.
Yeah.
But what's EGM?
Well, EGM means just extraordinary general meetings.
Okay.
And
so what makes it extraordinary?
It is extraordinary because it is meant for taking decisions that cannot wait until
the end of the year?
Until the end of the year or the next annual general meeting.
Okay.
So if there are decisions that needs to be taken maybe for the interest of the company,
okay,
companies can always convene extraordinary general meetings to take those decisions.
Okay. What will prompt such a situation?
Well, probably sometimes there could be maybe change in line of business.
Okay.
So that the company can take opportunities that that have shown up in the marketplace, or sometimes there could also be financial difficulties that needs to be addressed, or sometimes maybe the company wants to borrow money and it wants approval from members of the company.
Okay.
And those type of decisions may not be good if they are delayed.
Okay.
So those are the reasons why extraordinary general meetings are usually held.
Okay, can they also be held online for private companies who hold extraordinary annual general meetings?
Yes, by way of reasoning, since the law allows private company to hold annual general meetings electronically, I think there is nothing wrong if the companies also do hold extraordinary general meeting.
Okay, so let's go to board meetings.
Yes.
So what is the difference between board meeting and the AGM? After all, it's the board that is meeting.
Well, there is usually the distinction between what is called the managers of company and the members or the shareholders.
Okay.
So annual general meeting is a meeting for shareholders. And the law usually makes a distinction for a division of responsibilities between the shareholders and the management. So those issues that will be discussed at AGM are clearly spelled by the law. So apart from that, decisions on how the company should be run are done by management. And that is why there is need to hold management or board meetings periodically.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So let's go to the statutory meetings.
Well, statutory meetings are for strictly speaking, for public limited liability companies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It is required that within 6 months of incorporation of the company, that statutory meeting should be held. And the idea is that those that have subscribed to the shares in the public companies, you account to them on what effort you have made to float the company what you have done to raise capital for the company, what structures you have put for the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we go into the notice and other things, do members really understand the meetings of the importance of these meetings?
Of course they do, and particularly those that are into regular company administration.
Okay.
They do understand that meetings are very important for the life of a company.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now let's go to the notice of the meeting. How is it done? Is it the normal notice that we know?
Well, the law requires that you issue formal notice of meetings, and that for extraordinary general meeting and annual general meeting, you give a notice of not less than 21 days. Then for public companies, it is also required in addition that apart from formal notice of meetings,
yes,
you also publish the notice in 2 national newspapers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Within the 21 days?
I give in 21 days minimum notice.
Okay, 21 is minimum.
Yes.
The maximum can be any.
There is no maximum.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if you don't have money to advertise or to put it in the papers?
No, like we said, the advertisement in the newspaper is required for public companies.
Okay,
Yes,
that's the bigger companies.
That's the bigger companies.
Okay, so the smaller one can afford.
It is assumed that those bigger companies have financial muscle.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so now let's go to the content
Yeah.
of those meetings. What is it like?
Well, the notice is usually required to specify what is called ordinary business.
Okay, ordinary business.
And special business.
Okay, so what is ordinary business? What is special business?
Ordinary business are clearly spelled out in the law. For instance, if you are looking at the financial statement of the company, if you are looking at appointment of directors, if you are looking at appointment of auditors, or if you are looking at declaration of dividend, those are some of the items that are classified by the law as ordinary business. Then other things that fall outside the ordinary business are considered special business.
Okay, okay. So these are the things people should note: the ordinary business and the special business.
Yes, for those that are saddled with the responsibility of issuing out notices of company meetings, those things should clearly be spelled out.
Okay, is there a kind of format for them?
Of course, there is format.
Okay.
If you pick any standard notice of meeting, particularly for public companies, you will see that demarcation is clearly usually spelled out.
Okay.
There is ordinary business and there are special business.
All right. Mr. Didier Johnson, thank you so much indeed for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Compliment of the season.
Happy Christmas and New Year in advance.
Okay.
Welcome back to the program. We now move on to another innovation made possible to KAMA 2020. Our esteemed viewers may recall that the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, commenced the registration of 2 new forms of business registration on the 31st of August 2021. The development followed the successful deployment of the online application for limited liability partnerships, LLPs, and limited partnerships, LPs. The Registrar General and CEO of CAC, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, had earlier told us that the LP is a partnership arrangement with at least 1 general partner and at least 1 limited partner. The liabilities of a general partner are unlimited, while the liabilities of a limited partner are limited unless he takes part in the management of the partnership. An LP shall not consist of more than 20 persons, and the name of an LP shall end with the word limited partnership or the abbreviation LP. Now sit back, relax, and learn how to register a limited partnership on your own. Enjoy watching.
Hello, Nigeria. You can now register your limited partnership LP using the CAC end-to-end registration portal. It is important to know that a limited partnership is a partnership arrangement comprising at least 1 general partner and 1 limited partner. It shall not exceed 20 persons. This tutorial video is divided into 2 phases, which will help you navigate this process easily. Phase 1. Name reservation. First, let's find out if the name is available and reserve the name. Step 1. Log on to your dashboard using your username and password and click on New Name Reservation. Step 2. Under Name and Type, under the Classification of Business button, choose Limited Partnership as the specific type. Enter your proposed names and ensure it ends with the word Limited Partnership or LP. Ensure you fill in all fields marked with a red asterisk. Click on Save and Continue. Step 3. Under Objectives, pick New Incorporation as your reason for the reservation and click on Save and Continue to preview. Step 4. Click on Pay via Remitter to proceed to payment. Step 5. On the Remitter page, click on Submit. This will bring up a list of options you can use for the payment. After making payment, you will be automatically redirected to your dashboard and your reservation will enter the pending panel. Phase 2. Registration. Now that we have reserved the name, let's now proceed to register the limited partnership business. Step 1. On your dashboard, click on the reserved panel. This will bring up your approval history. Step 2. Click on the Start Registration button beside the approved limited partnership name. Step 3. Under Business Details, enter your business details and click on Save and Continue. Step 4. Under Particulars of Partners, there are 2 types of partners, limited partners and general partners. Click on either Add Individual Limited Partners or Add Individual General Partners and enter the particulars of each partner. Please note that a corporate entity and a minor can be either a limited or general partner, in which case particulars of the entity or the minor must be filled as well. Step 5. Under Nature of Business, enter the nature of business and describe the business by filling in the Other Nature of Business description box and click Add Nature of Business button to add. Then click the Save and Continue button to proceed. Step 6. Under Partnership Agreement, enter the details and information of the witness to the agreement and click on the Add Partnership Agreement or Adopt Default Partnership Agreement button. Click on Save and Continue. Step 7. Under Document Upload, scan the means of identification chosen in Step 4 above for all the partners in one PDF file and upload it by clicking the Upload button. Upload the scanned versions of the signature of each partner and witnesses. Click on Save and Continue to preview your entries. Step 8. When you have verified your entries, click on Proceed to Payment to pay for your registration. Remember to remain on the Remitter page after you have received a confirmation of payment. You will be automatically redirected to your dashboard where you can download your receipt.
When your registration has been approved, your certificate will be automatically generated on your registered panel where you can download and print.
And lastly, on a sad note, the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, on Thursday, December 15th, 2022, received the sad news of the demise of its immediate past chairman, Governing Board, His Excellency, the Ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, Ademola Razaki Seriki, CON. Late Ademola Seriki's immeasurable contributions to the growth of the CAC will forever remain fresh and indelible in the minds of the management and staff of the Commission. CAC Weekly therefore prays to Almighty Allah to grant the family the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss and to grant him Jannatul Firdaus. And that does it for this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. We do hope you enjoyed watching. Remember, for comments and inquiries, you can please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. On Twitter, it is at CAC Nigeria 1. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is cservice@cac.gov.ng. You could visit our website on www.cac.gov.ng. And our helplines are on the numbers 081-822-99016 or 081-822-98971, 090-874-01598 or 090-874-01599 and 090-874-01600. Join us next week for yet another interesting edition of the program. Same time and same station. I am Amina Jibril, saying bye for now.